It's web gems galore this week on Sportsnight, and if you like that, here's some more. This one is for the Birds, with the Cardinals taking on the Orioles on the diamond and the pitch. So do whatever you have to do to make the play. Sportsnight is next. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sportsnight. I'm Joe Young. Howie Shapiro out of town this week, so I'll be flying solo. And due to no Shapiro and minimal video, we're going to do this one very, very quickly. The weather has played a factor and postponed some events, so not as much to talk about as we should have or expected to have for a full week of high school action. We will show you what we have, though, starting with the baseball team. Their only game since our last show was last Thursday, and they were riding a 5-game win streak. That stretch included 3 straight shutouts and only 2 runs allowed over those 5 games. It's a tough streak to stretch, and they were facing an Osseo team that was hitting well, averaging 6 runs a game over their previous 7. Plus, the Orioles were hoping to bounce back after having their 6-game win streak snapped. So it was going to be a fun day at the ballpark. Orioles scored in the top of the first, but starting pitcher Carver Holmgren stumbles in the bottom of the second. Back-to-back singles, followed by back-to-back walks, evened the score. Still nobody out, and Alex Bowie. Hard grounder to second. It's going to skip under the glove of Andrew Fetzik. Jared Crawford and Nick Lockinen score on the play. Cardinals take the lead at 3-1. They add one more before finishing up in the second inning. John Olson with a bloop to short center to bring Bowie home. Coon Rapids up by 3. Osseo got one back in the top of the third. The Cardinals offense rolling again in the bottom half. McCoy Merkel doubled down the line to left with the bases loaded. Noah Wolf and Crawford score, locking it in safely at third. 2 batters later, it's Robert Morissette lining it to left again and heads up base running. As you take a look, Merkel stops up at third. Then on the throw back to second, Merkel's going to come home. Good aggressive run by Morissette, drawing the throw to second. He is safe as well. Great day for all of the offense, but what a day for Dio Lawal, 4 for 4. And his runner scored twice. Cardinals fly away in a battle of the birds, 9-2, the final. And as I mentioned, it turned out to be their only game this past week because of some rain. But they have a busy schedule. They're at Maple Grove on Tuesday afternoon. They're at Spring Lake Park on Thursday. And then they will host New Prague under the lights at Wintercrest Field on Friday night. And Howie will be there, as will I. That coming up for you here, CTN, on Friday night. Softball team has been able to play a couple more games, starting also with the Cardinals, or with the Orioles. The Cardinals may have been a bit of an underdog going into their game Thursday against Osseo, but every dog has its day. The Orioles were 6-4 and had won 4 straight, while the Cardinals had just 1 win on the season and had lost 3 in a row. No matter what the stats and numbers showed going in, though, it's not how this one would turn out. Orioles jump to a 2-0 lead in the top of the first, but the Cardinals answer in the home half. Mackenzie Wilkins drives this one all the way to the base of the fence. Abby Graham is coming all the way home. Wilkins standing easily with the RBI double. Move to the bottom of the third. Cardinals with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Kennedy Kerr with a seeing eye single through the right side of the offense. Julia Byrne and Wilkin will score on the play, and Coon Rapids takes a 3-2 lead. Still in the third, talk about hitting it where they ain't. Check out this shot by McKenna Ackerman, right between 3 defenders in no man's land. Alyssa Hansen and Kerr going to score. The Cardinals are out in front by 3. Wilkins adding an RBI to her stat sheet in the fourth with a liner to left to bring Erin Kilmer to the plate. Cardinals would hold on from there, 6-4, a winner over the Orioles. But Cardinals, as I mentioned, were able to get a couple of more games in at the end of last week. On Friday, they played the Blaine Bengals, and they lost to the Bengals 9-5. Abby Graham and Julia Byrne each had 2 RBI. Graham with 2 for 4. Jake Gomez was 2 for 3, scored twice. Ackerman again 1 for 1 with a double and a run scored. Thoen takes the loss, pitching 2 1/3 innings. Then on Saturday, the Cardinals on Monday, taking on the Zimmerman Thunder. And the Cardinals win again 5-3. Byrne and Schmelzer both going 2 for 3. Broen and Graham each driving in a run. Broen also had a double and a run scored. And they also are at Maple Grove this afternoon at Spring Lake Park on Thursday. And then on Friday, they'll be at Al Flynn Park. And I forgot who they're playing. Fridley, they are playing at Al Flynn Park on Friday night. So night games for both the baseball and softball teams coming up on Friday night. Tennis team, just one match for them over the weekend, and it was a tough one, or over the last week. It was a tough one against Irondale. They lose to the Knights 4-3 in a very close match. There you see they win at second, third, and fourth singles. But look at how close all 3 doubles matches are. The second doubles team loses in a double tiebreak, 6-7, 6-7. Yang and Fredrickson lose in the third set, and Musolf and Boyum also lose in a third set tiebreak, 10-6. So just that close to having it go the other way in a 4-3 win. Some big matches for the tennis team this week. Monday's match against North St. Paul was postponed. They're at Cambridge on Wednesday, and then they'll be at Irondale next Monday. North and Cambridge are new section opponents for the Cardinals, so those are kind of big matches they want to get in before getting to tournament time. Track and field team only with one event this past week, the Blaine Invite that was held on Tuesday, actually last time we were doing the show. Boys finished 6th place overall with 29 points. Paul Breitbach, his 2nd place finish in the 3,200. Gullickson Journal was 2nd in the pole vault, going up and over at 10 foot 6 inches. 4x8 meter, 800 meter relay team was in 4th place. 5th place finish for Tanner Ost in the 800 meter run. Joe Thoen was 6th in the 800 meter run. Muggenberg was 6th in the 2 mile, the 3,200. Josh Tablas 7th place in the 300 meter hurdles, and Silla was 7th place in the 200 meter dash. Girls, a little bit better finish with a 4th place overall finish. Callie Harris, no surprise, taking 1st place in both hurdle events. Kamika Hurdle went up and over the pole vault at 9.5 feet to take 1st place in that event. And I'm pretty sure, don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure Brielle Clark got the 2nd place in the 100 meter, and Brianna Clark got the 2nd place in the high jump. I know one was each of them. Devin Vanseth was 2nd in the shot put, 4th in the discus, and Cassie Dixon was 4th place in the 200 meter dash. For them, a big event going on as I'm doing this show on Tuesday afternoon, the 5AA True Team event going on up in Elk River. We'll have results of that next week on Sports Night. Next week, the teams will be at Armstrong, and the Blaine Bengals will be there as well. That's on Tuesday of next week. Boys golf team took on the Northwest Suburban Conference teams at Loggers Trail on Wednesday of last week. And their score is a 12th place finish overall with a 354. Travis Hess led the way with an 80. Mike Elson 5 strokes behind him. Getz shot a 94. Nick Halseth a 95. Jeremy Howells in just under the century mark. And Peyton Nash with triple ones. Boys golf team, 2 Northwest Suburban Conference events this week. They're at Majestic Oaks this afternoon, Tuesday afternoon, and they are at Victory Links on Thursday. Girls golf team, we did actually get results from their event this afternoon. They took on Centennial over at Bunker Hills rather, and the Cardinals come up just short at 222, one of their best scores of the season, 6 strokes away from the Cougars. Ellie Carver leads the way with a 51. Belle Wynn behind her with a 55. Rachel Bissett came in with a 56. Lexi Herman had a 60. And Lockinen shot a 62. Up next for them, they will host the Blaine Bengals on Tuesday the 17th. Boys lacrosse team, a couple of events in the past week, and they have not had a great run of it. On Wednesday last week, they lost to Spring Lake Park 10-3, dropping them to 0-7 on the year. And then on Monday, a very tough Osseo team handed them a 16-2 loss on their home field. Cardinals are at Andover on Wednesday. They will host Totino Grace next Monday. Girls lacrosse team, trying to get hot after suffering 2 losses in the conference early in the season, and they're running into this week's action. Spring Lake Park, a winner on Wednesday at 13-6. That was the Cardinals' 3rd straight victory, pushing them to 6-2 overall. Lily Hackett with 6 points in the contest. Helen Nelson had 4 goals and an assist. Kayla Ross added a hat trick. Then on Saturday, the Cardinals just annihilated the Hermantown Hawks. However, this was done mostly with a number of starters never even played in this game, and by the second half, defenders were playing offense. Attackers were playing defense. Coach DeJoy really tried to take the pedal off the gas and keep from running up the score, but that wasn't exactly the result. He told me I think 4 different girls had first career varsity goals in this contest, winning 19-2. Emily Ford, leader on the offense with 4 goals and an assist. Allie Misquick also had 5 points. Lily Hackett had 3 and 1. Carly Nelson had a hat trick as well. That brought the Cardinals into this week, hoping to keep that hot streak going, but understanding that Monday night's opponent would be much tougher than their last few. The Osseo Park Center team was a half game ahead of Coon Rapids in the conference and coming off a pair of wins in which they had put up 30 goals. But this was a game all about defense on both sides, and it was anybody's game until the final seconds. OPC was able to control much of the tempo in the first half and spent a lot of time in the Cardinals' end, but at the break, they were only leading 5-3. Home team trying to get the momentum back on their side early in the second. Great effort by Kiera Russell, scoring as she hits the turf. But 3 is as big as the lead would ever get. Cardinals getting the pendulum to swing in their favor a bit more in the second half. Maddie Bloomquist able to find a seam in the defense, make a great move to the net, get the goal, and Cardinals back within 1 at 6-5. When OPC needs an answer, they go to their big gun, and she delivers. Margot Coombs cutting her way to the middle, shooting low for her 4th, 7-5 at that point. Coon Rapids responds less than 30 seconds later. Jordan Keller coming at us from the short angle, gets out front and risks a pass and keeper. A 1-goal game again with 7:46 to play. Coon Rapids kept the pressure on until the final buzzer, but OPC defense was very good at taking away the middle of the field. Made it tough to get scoring chances. When the Cardinals did get inside, keeper Allie Christensen made some big saves, and that is why OPC was able to hold on for the 7-6 win. The Cardinals' 3rd loss in conference play, and one they really hoped had gone the other way, but I thought being there, they put on a great deal of pressure that didn't pay off in the first. Not as much as Osseo Park Center did. Osseo Park Center definitely controlled the first, but Coon Rapids had some good opportunities that if their goaltender doesn't come up, that's maybe a tie game, and the pendulum is shifted the other way. But at this point for that Cardinals team, they just want to make sure that they have everything in place come section time. The Cardinals host Andover on Wednesday. They're at Totino Grace next Monday. And that is all we have for you this week on Sports Night. What we have coming up, Friday night under the lights at Wintercrest, Coon Rapids taking on New Prague. Then on Tuesday the 17th, baseball hosting Centennial. And then it's playoff time come the 26th, right around the corner. This spring season flies fast. Hope you'll fly with us. Want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including the absent Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young, saying good night.